Hi, I'm Lisa Wilson. I'm in taking Art and Spirituality. I think it's 555 or 550. And we were requested to talk about the good life and talk about the things that we identify with the readings from Jonathan Haidt and the other readings that we did, and about the good life and how the good life, when you're living a good life, you're living a life of forgiveness, you're living a life of responsibility, you're living a life of joy, you have peace, you have happiness. It asks the questions, why was I born? What was I, what am I here to do on this earth? Why do I exist? Which I'm very passionate about, because I have a program called Purpose by Design, where we ask children all the way up to adults, what are they passionate about? Why do they think they were created, et cetera, et cetera. So when we got the assignment to write a happy song or a good life song, I was a little bit leery. Number one, because I don't sing. And then I was a little bit leery because I don't teach children. I have no skill base as far as education, curriculum, or anything. So I was a little bit concerned. But then I talked to Dr. Melby, and he gave me a little bit of guidance. So I'm very, very happy about that. And also, I am moved by the subject matter, because I think we were all created for a reason. And I think I have a God connection. And I really believe with that God connection, you can have the good life. I don't think you can have, this is just my opinion, is what I believe and what I know, because I didn't have a good life before God took me over and I gave my life to Him. And now I've been walking with the Lord and in relationship with God for 21 years, and I have a very good life. And I know there are certain things that I will not do. I don't walk around with unforgiveness in my spirit, or at least I try not to. I try to live a moral, upright life. I pray every day and ask God to let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my mind be acceptable unto Him. And I know that as long as my God connection is tight, that I will live the good life. And so I was very excited about this. And I was very excited about the readings with Haidt and the psychological aspects, and also even the attachment theory, about the monkeys, and how we are not an island, and how we really need one another. I mean, I think of The Lion King, and how Mufasa told Simba, we're all a part of the great circle of life. The lion may hunt the deer, but when the lion dies, the lion becomes the grass, and the deer eat the grass. So we all are connected in one way or another. And if you live the good, connected life, your life will be much more rewarding. It'll be you won't walk around with a heavy heart. You won't walk around with vengeance in your heart. You won't walk around with malice in your heart. You won't walk around with intent to do people wrong. It goes back to the principle that Christ spoke about when He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I try to live by these two theories, because if you love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind, you won't do things like, if you love somebody, you don't want to do anything to hurt, the person that you love. So you're not going to. And then Jesus said, these are, if you do these two things, you'll follow all the commandments. And I know I'm going on, but this to me is the good life. And I thought about that when I really first, took these two commandments that Jesus said to do. I thought about it. I said, well, if I love my neighbor like I love myself, I'm not going to steal from myself. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to cheat on myself. You know what I mean? I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to covet stuff that I already have. All the different things. I won't commit adultery against myself. And so And then I thought about when you really love someone. And when you really love someone, you don't want to hurt them. You may unintentionally hurt somebody, but it's not in your, you want to please the person that you love. You want to make the person that you love happy. You want to be an asset to the person that you love. So in order for me to live the good life, these are two things that I have to stand by. I have to love the Lord my God with all my heart and all my soul and all my might. And if I love God, I have the God connection, and he gives me the direction to live the good life. And then because I love him, I do what he tells me to do. If he says I'm supposed to love my neighbor like I love myself, then I won't do the things that he said not to do, in the 10 Commandments or any other thing. And so for me, my neighbor is anybody that's in my proximity. My neighbor is anybody that's in my community. My neighbor is anybody that I am either remotely or closely attached to. So for me, that is the good life. And so it is in keeping with the readings that we read, where no man is an island. God put a billion plus people on this earth, and he did it for a reason. And we're all interconnected. And so I'm excited about art and spirituality. I like talking about spiritual things. I'm not spooky spiritual, so heavenly minded. I'm no earthly good. I just love God. I love life. I love people. I love service. And I love writing the good life song. So that's my introduction. So I'm going to put all of these things, these video clips together, and hopefully I'll come out with something that will be acceptable for the class and for Dr. Mel B. Gibbons. Yay! Bye!
I'm a blank page full of possibility, greatness lives inside of me. I'm a blank page full of possibility, live my life to the fullest. I know what I'm called to be. I'm a blank page full of possibility. I live a good life. I am happy with the God created me to be. I'm a blank page full of possibility. The canvas of colors living inside me. It's vibrantly, explosively, circulating inside of me. I'm a blank page full of possibility. Living out loud, God all it all about me. I'm a blank page full of possibility. I am what God predestined me to be. I'm a blank page full of possibility. Just live in the world is what I see. I'm a blank page full of possibility. Just in the earth is what I bring. I rise above, encounter gravity. I'm a blank page full of possibility. I am called to do. Right.
Follow God.
Follow God.
Not kill my kids. Servant of God.
Praise the Lord.
Preach. Make people laugh.
Teach. Read my dude according to God's will.
So now you do the last part.
This I do believe. This I will achieve. And I am happy because I'm a blank page full of possibility. I live in God's life, and not just for me.